Hello, my name is Maria Armenta, and I will be talking about the emotional effects and dyslexia.
Imagine not being able to understand the same concepts as others. How does that make you feel? Imagine feeling that same emotion every time you are put to a task or when you learn a new lesson. That's how dyslexics feel every time they learn something. I'm pretty sure you're wondering, what is dyslexia? Dyslexia is a learning disability that affects your reading skills, your writing skills, and your spelling skills. It's like, here's like a little example. Imagine reading a book. You see the word for word, and when you look at it, you concentrate on it. That way you understand what it's trying to say. But the more you concentrate on it, the word becomes different. And as you're trying to read along to it, you don't understand it because it's not really a word, because your brain is affecting what you were reading. Also, dyslexia, according to Lena Carwell, Blake Nelvany, and Carol Jenkins, dyslexia affects 5% to 12% of the U.S. population. Why is it important for people to understand the emotional effects of dyslexia? It is important for people to understand these emotional effects in case they ever do encounter somebody with dyslexia. There are 3 common emotions that dyslexics face. The first one being anxiety. And according to Michael Ryan, a child psychologist, many dyslexics fear, but also they cannot accept failure. So when they are put into a new position or given a new task and they don't understand or they don't know what's going on, they feel like they cannot do it, so that anxiety builds up and they just feel like a complete failure. The second would be self-image. Self-image, according to Navali and Carawan, professors at East Carolina University, self-image is an indicator of whether that person is capable or not capable of completing a task. And according to Navali, Carawan, and Jenkins, low self-image is often impacted but also triggered from negative experiences that they have had in the past. These experiences have triggered their low self-image because they feel like they are not capable of completing the task. And this often does not help that person. These people need to understand that they are capable of completing this task, that there is support out there that will help them. And based on negative experiences that they have faced, this is what that was what triggered that emotion. Also, the third would be depression. And according to Michael Ryan, children with a learning disability are at higher risks for feeling intense pain or sorrow, but also depression. They also often see a life of failure because of personal experiences and low self-images that they have had throughout their past. These self-images have provoked this emotion because the person feels that they are not capable of completing that task. And since that person feels that they're not capable, they often feel depressed, they feel like a failure. So every time they're put to something, they just feel like they cannot do what they are told. People must understand the emotional effects of dyslexia. That way they can help provide support, but also other kind of help for that dyslexic person. They can provide help with a person's anxiety or a person's self-image or depression. And according to Carawan and Neville, a great amount of research has shown that parents, families, and teachers should not only focus on the literacy of their children, but they should also focus on the well-being, the emotional well-being, and also their self-esteem. Often in adulthood, people with dyslexia have a harder time with communicating with people. And if they have the support that they need throughout their childhood, the emotional support and the self-esteem, they often can do things on their own and it won't affect them as much as the adult. Also, according to Michael Ryan, a child psychologist, Teachers and parents should award the effort that the child puts into the work, not just the product. That way that child can see that he or she is not a failure, that the effort that they put into that task has results. That way they feel that they are capable of completing that task, or they can complete that situation. And according to Michael Ryan, a child psychologist, teachers and parents should often help children set goals that they can achieve. Because dyslexics are known for putting goals that they cannot achieve. They have these goals that are way over their league. And if people like their parents or schools, if they help them set really small attainable goals, they will often achieve them, and that would also impact their self-image of who they are, and that would also cause their anxiety to go down a bit and their depression not to be as hard, because they will begin to notice that they can complete the task and they will not feel as a failure anymore.